Hello guys, welcome back to another video. We have another fight night card coming up this week. We have UFC Fight Night Vera versus Cruz. It looks like there are a lot of matchups on this card now due to some rescheduling. I'm going to cover a couple matchups that could happen on this card that I'm not sure yet because there's been a bunch of shuffling, including the Jason Witt versus Josh Quinlan match. I believe it's moved to this card, and Tapology is currently showing Ariane Lipski versus Priscilla Cachoeira on this card also. So I'm going to go through those matchups real quick. I mean, you guys probably already know if you saw my previous predictions, so I'll just run through them real quick. But, yeah, it should be an interesting card. It's not too great, but hopefully we can get some good fights out of it. But, yeah, let's go straight into it. The first fight of the night, Josh Quinlan versus Jason Witt. This fight got rescheduled because USADA found another thing with Josh Quinlan, except for he did not get in trouble for it this time. Just like trace amounts of a drug you can't use, like from a long time ago. That wasn't important now, but I think he is able to go for now. Yeah, so for Jason Witt, his last fight was against Philip Rowe and also had losses against Matt Semmelberger versus Takashi Sato. Oh my goodness. And has a win over Brian Barberena, which Barberena didn't really do much in that fight. Doesn't have crazy power either. Good wrestling, decent striking, bad chin. Got KO'd by Semmelberger in the first 15 seconds, KO'd after one exchange with Philip Rowe. So he has an iffy chin. I'm not confident in it at all. Quinlan won his last fight on the Contender Series, obviously got popped with the roids, so he was not able to continue after that. He got like a 9-month ban or a year ban, something like that. He is back now, has some really good power. I wonder why. And yeah, I can see him taking out Jason Witt. He also has a good striking, like accurate striking, so he's gonna catch him. It's not like he's swinging in air. He'll probably catch Jason Witt. So I am going to give this to Josh Quinlan for this fight. You guys probably already know this, so I'm gonna go through it real quick. This next fight, Youssef Zalal versus Damon Blackshear. I believe Damon Blackshear is making his UFC debut. So yeah, so Youssef Zalal, last fight was a split decision loss against Sean Woodson. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. Circles a lot in his fight. Solid jiu-jitsu on the ground, very hittable with check punches. Has okay wrestling and does have alright stand-up. He doesn't have that much power in his shots though. But Blackshear making his debut. His last fight was a win against Josh, let me check this real quick. I think I put a typo in there. His last fight was against Josh Smith. I put in Josh frickin' Blackshear, my dumbass. Yeah, his last one was against Josh Smith in a title fight for, I don't remember exactly. Oh, I think it was CFFC or something like that. But yeah, it was a title fight. Used a lot of kicks in his stand-up. Has a wide assortment of different kicks, wheel kicks and calf kicks, body kicks, front kicks. He does have good takedown defense and good scrambles. He has losses against Danny Sabatello, Chris Moutinho, and Pat Sabatini, who isn't bad either. He's a good UFC fighter. Danny Sabatello is, or I guess Pat Sabatini is alright UFC fighter. But Danny Sabatello and Bellator is doing pretty solid right now. Not very entertaining, but is a pretty good fighter. These were a while back in Blackshear's career, so I don't hold it against them. The Chris Moutinho one is a little, like, I don't know how you do that, but yeah, in his last fight he looked really good, had some amazing scrambles, very powerful on the feet. I'm gonna pick him for an upset in this fight. Currently on Tapology, I'm assuming it's an upset. I haven't seen the betting odds for it yet. They're saying Tapology, the percentage the people are taking on Tapology is 65% Zalal and 35% Blackshear. I think Blackshear is winning this fight. I think he's more powerful on the feet, can take him down if he wants good scrambles, good subs. I think he wins this without a doubt, in my mind. So yeah, let's move on up the card to Ode Osbourne versus Tyson Nam. Okay, so this was a very kind of interesting fight to choose here. For Ode Osbourne, his last fight was a win over Zaruk Adashev and KO'd him out cold with the check right hook. Did lose to Brian Kelleher in 2020 by guillotine, just to get an idea of how he is on his defense. Grappling defense isn't great. Good stand-up and is a little open on the feet, but does have the power to KO someone. He has his hands pretty low, but does have a pretty long reach, like a 4-inch reach advantage in this fight. So, yeah, but his hands are pretty low, so it is kind of worrying. The last fight was a loss. Nam's last fight was a loss against Matt Schnell in a split decision. Nam does start a little slow. Has KO power and solid combos, but was very timid on the feet against Matt Schnell. If you go to the split decision with Matt Schnell, and Matt Schnell does not have a great chin, I mean, if you can't finish that fight, I don't think he will against Ode Osbourne. I'm going to choose Ode Osbourne. I was thinking about Nam because he has some pretty solid power that can knock Ode Osbourne down pretty badly because his hands are pretty low, but I'm going to give this to Ode Osbourne. He has a longer reach. I think he'll be able to hit Nam a little bit more. And yeah, if he can't finish Matt Schnell, I know Matt Schnell just had a good win over, I'm not going to be able to remember this. It was on UFC London, right? Okay. Zuma Jauregui, there you go. Remember that? I couldn't remember it when I was watching these, so I was like, damn it. Okay, but yeah, I'm going with Ode Osbourne. And yeah, let's move on up the card to our next fight. We have two debuts coming in. Yazmin Jauregui versus Iasmin Lucindo. I hope I said that right. Last fight, Jauregui, Yazmin. I'll just say Yazmin. Last fight was a win over Claire Lopez by KO. Not very high level fighters here. Has solid head movement or solid movement, but not much pop in her shots. Just have overwhelming shots. Just throws them pretty quickly. Pretty much it. But she does have solid takedown defense. Lucindo. Last fight was a win against Lucrezia and it was Yazmin that was in Combat Global. Wrestling against Lucrezia Ria. I have no idea who that is. Has good wrestling and jiu-jitsu, isn't super technical, and is a little patient on the feet, but is more powerful on the feet than Yazmin. So, yeah, very interesting here. I'm going to look at their how they look like head-to-head in this fight. Let me see. So the reach. Okay, so it's not available for Lucindo. But they're saying they're taking Jauregui 93%, Lucindo 7%. I actually have Lucindo winning this fight. Very interesting enough. I just don't think Yazmin is just. She's not that technical. I don't think she'll overwhelm Iasmin, or I'll just call her Lucindo. Won't overpower Lucindo at all, or overwhelm her either. You know what I mean? I don't see it. She's 8-0. Yazmin is. I don't know. I didn't see it in her fight, but I could be very wrong. I'm gonna take the underdog here. Remember, it is lower level UFC fighting, women's fighting, MMA. I'm going to go with the underdog here. I think she's going to win. 93-7. Not too sure about. I don't know the odds on these because these are quite new matchups recently. But yeah, I'm confident this will be an underdog pick. It's based on Tapology because they'll kind of vote with the underdogs or the initial betting odds that are in, if I can speak. But let's move on up the card. 9 minutes in it. I need to hurry up. Get through this thing fast so it's not a super long video. This next fight up the card, I believe, is Gabriel Benitez versus Charlie Ontiveros. Charles Benitez, last fight was a loss to David Onama. Lost to Billy Quarantillo before that fight also. I believe he did get knocked out by he got knocked out by Onama, but did do pretty well there. Does have good leg kicks and body shots, solid jab combos, had Onama in a little bit of trouble. Went out cold versus Onama. His chin is a little worrying, but he did take some nice shots earlier in the fight, so it isn't crazy, but overwhelming strikes, could get him. Has all right takedown defense. Slows down over the course of a fight though. Ontiveros. Last fight was a loss against Steve Garcia. I think he lost against Kevin Holland before that by like a neck injury. He got dropped on his neck. Was not very good for him. Looked very painful. But yeah, got taken down by Kevin Holland, so his wrestling is not great. Not to say Kevin Holland's a horrible wrestler, but just to give you an idea, he gets taken down very easily. Very wild and entertaining on the feet. Throws like crazy kicks. He'll always go for an axe kick at the beginning. But yeah, like is super powerful. Beat the crap out of Steve Garcia in this fight until he got taken down. For this fight, I think if I'm correct, Tapology does say this fight favors Gabriel Benitez. Yeah, 13% Ontiveros and 87% Benitez. I'm choosing Ontiveros here. I'm going with the underdog. I'm choosing more underdogs this card because why the hell not? But I think the power on the feet will overwhelm Benitez at the beginning of the fight. I think I can see Ontiveros TKOing him. I don't know why I stuttered and stopped right there. But yeah, Benitez, I think he's going to start slow. I think Ontiveros is very good in that situation. Oh my goodness, I cannot speak. I just filmed 2 videos in a row and watched the freaking fight. Whatever. But he's going to be very good in that situation against Benitez. Benitez starts slower. Unless Benitez shoots immediately, I can see him probably Ontiveros stuffing it a little bit and then just going crazy. Axe kicks, high kicks, leg kicks, punches, and TKOing Ontiveros or KOing him. And that's who I have. 3 underdogs in a row, I believe. So yeah, let's move on up the card. Okay, no, I didn't skip. I think this is Lukasz Brzeski versus Martin Buday. Brzeski last fight was a no contest after testing hot for his Contender Series bout. Is very wild on the feet and is very open. Has some good power, solid wrestling. Mostly just out muscles the fighters he fights when he wrestles. Isn't like anything super technical. But yeah, for Buday, does have a good chin. Last fight was a win over Chris Barnett. Like with good clinch work, with good knees and solid power. I think this is going to be a super close fight. I do think I'm going to go with Buday. I think he's a little bit more sound than Brzeski. I think he'll probably clinch him and just like knee him and punch him a little bit. I don't think he'll get taken down or anything like that. I'm going to give this to Buday, who I believe is in the picture. If it's not, it's very embarrassing. But yeah, that that is Buday. Yeah. Let's move on up the card. Great. Okay, so here's the card the match that did get moved over from the last card. Priscilla Cachoeira versus Ariane Lipski. I predicted Ariane Lipski on the card for last week. Last fight was a win against her. Last fight was a win against Mandy Bohm, and she was dropped her in the second round. Solid power on the feet. Likes to punch out of range quite a bit, but you can tell she does have some good striking capabilities and good combos and good grappling. Even in air, you can see that. But when she gets closer, she starts hitting it up pretty well. Cachoeira, last fight was a win against Jae-Young Kim. Very hesitant on the feet, but likes to brawl in the pocket, open the shots when she swings, can land some takedowns, but they won't be important against Lipski, because Lipski will stuff him. I think Lipski will be a lot more sound in a stand-up fight than Priscilla Cachoeira. She'll just make it dirty inside the pocket and just swing as much as she can. Got hit up quite a little bit against Ji-Young Kim, but I think Ariane Lipski will win. Let's not make this too complicated. Okay, so we got Angela Hill versus Lupi Godinez. I'm gonna take Lupi Godinez. I'm sure she's a favorite here. Angela Hill is 1-5 in her last 6 fights. Lupi's last fight was extremely dominant over Ariane Carnelosi and dominated in a win. Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and has some decent striking on the feet. A little powerful, but I can see her just picking up Angela Hill and throwing her around. Just wrestling the crap out of her. She had a really good, dominant performance against Ariane Carnelosi. Yeah, that's what I see. I don't women's fights also, but I do think Lupi's a pretty good fighter. In general, very impressive in her last fight. So yeah, that's who I think will win. Let's move on. Up the card, we have David Onama versus Nate Landwehr. I think we're already on the main card at this point. Yeah. All right. So for this fight, Onama's last fight was a win against Garrett Armfield. Didn't really look too great for a guy he should have destroyed pretty much. Yeah, had just good striking. Is a little open on the feet. Good takedown defense and bottom defense on the ground. Can get out of those positions relatively easily. He has good sub defense and wrestling. He has good scrambles. Cardio isn't the best, but also isn't an issue. For most times, he's not gonna gas out super badly, but his cardio won't. A super high pace fight for 3 rounds, he might get pretty tired in the 3rd round, which is pretty normal. But does have some power in his hands though. Did look a little sloppy in his last fight though. Nate Landwehr, last fight was a win against Ludovic Klein. Has all right stand-up, solid power, patient on the feet, solid body shots, and likes to clinch. I'm going to give this one to David Onama. I think he's a little bit better overall. I don't see him getting in any issues in the clinch or anything like that. Let me look at the matchup, how they match up right now. It's saying, okay, so Tapology reordered their thing already. So it's saying David Onama versus Nate Landwehr is the co-main event, which is correct. So these are a little out of order, but that's where we're going right now. So yeah, Onama's predicted to win this fight. He'll have a 2.5, 3.5 inch reach advantage in this fight. So yeah, there we go. I don't know what's the next fight after this one. So yeah, these are completely out of order, ridiculously out of order. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I'm going David Onama in this fight. I think he's just better in most areas. Nate Landwehr is a little more patient on the feet than I like. I think I can see David Onama just taking him out, TKO maybe later in the rounds. But yeah, let's move on up to the card. That was the main event, or co-main event. This is I think the opener. No, it's the second fight on the main card. Yeah, so they completely reordered this card as I was making it. That's great. What do we got? Nina Nunes versus Cynthia Calvillo. I believe I went Cynthia Calvillo a couple events ago when this card was supposed to happen. I think Nina Nunes is on she's 10-7. Last fight was a year ago against Mackenzie Dern. Obviously some tough competition, but I'm going to take Cynthia Calvillo. A little younger, but yeah, that's where I'm going. These women's fights are flip a coin either way. So coin flip. Yeah, let's move on. Nothing really to see here. Great. Gerald Meerschaert versus Bruno Silva. I'm going to go Bruno Silva here. Where am I at? Gerald Meerschaert, last fight was a loss against Christoph Jocko. Super open on the feet, pretty much throws the same combo, like a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 rush. Forward when he's about to attack, cannot let himself get hit against Silva. He's very open on the feet, he gets hit every time he tries to throw a punch. If Silva does that, he's gonna knock you out. He's gonna TKO Meerschaert, I believe, in this fight. Does have some insane power and a great chin. Obviously, seen in that Alex Pereira fight, it was insane. stood with Alex Pereira. I'm not sure if did Alex Pereira get the TKO in that fight? I think it went to a decision, right? Yeah, it's pretty insane. It was a pretty close fight too with Alex Pereira, but yeah, I think Bruno Silva is a lot better than Gerald Meerschaert. Gerald Meerschaert is just too open on the feet, and will get knocked out without a doubt. So yeah, let's move on up the card. This is most definitely probably not the co-main event. It is definitely David Onama versus Nate Landwehr. Meerschaert. This fight is one under. This fight's the fourth card on the main card. So there you go. So yeah, Devin Clark versus Azmat Murzakanov. Clark's last fight was a win against William Knight. Good power, all right chin. Cardio might be an issue though for him. He is a bigger guy. Solid wrestling, but he can be taken down and submitted. Against William Knight, he kind of threw a couple jabs and then getting wrestled and clinched. He was gassing. He was like gassing out quite a bit in the second round. And the third round, you can tell his cardio was a little iffy. Murzakanov, that fight was against Tefon and Shukui. Very patient on the feet, has a lot of power. Does have some good takedown defense. Won't lose in the grappling exchanges and is a very heavy guy. I think he counters Clark very well. I thought, like, looking at it on the eye test, this is a pretty solidly close fight. But I'm gonna take Murzakanov here. I think he's more powerful. Devin Clark isn't the most active on the feet, and I think Murzakanov is gonna be very active, more active than Clark, and will hit him a little bit more. Will hurt him, probably TKO him in the fight. So yeah, that's what I have for that fight. Moving on up the card to the main event of the evening that I'm not very happy with because I don't know who to choose. So yeah, this fight, I've been kind of dreading it for a little bit. Marlon Chito Vera versus Dominick Cruz. Last fight was a win over Rob Font. In that fight, he was getting pieced up for a few rounds on the feet and then would just end it pretty well in those rounds by knocking him down and pretty much knocking down Rob Font and just winning the round that way. But yeah, pretty powerful kicks. Obviously, you guys have probably seen Chito Vera. Pretty powerful kicks, fast movement, fast kicks. He flings that thing up pretty fast. Body kicks, leg kicks, and front kicks. A lot of those in his fights. For Dominick Cruz, great footwork. Last fight was against Pedro Munoz. Did get knocked down in that fight, but did recover pretty well. There's not much power in his hands, but he does like to pick apart opponents. So for this fight, I'm not sure who to. His part of me is saying like to root for also in this case. Part of me is saying like root for the younger guy. We need younger blood in the bantamweight division, get him up top. Then I really like Dominick Cruz. But style for style, we'll get into that real quick. And also Dominick Cruz has not lost like a normal fight. He's only lost championship fights, which is pretty impressive. I think Chito Vera's last loss was against Jose Aldo a while ago. But yeah, so style for style in this fight. I could see Dominick Cruz getting a little bit of success early. I think I'm not going to call him Marlon. Chito will try to figure it out like in the like round 2, round 3. I think he's only had a 5-round fight in his career, and that was against Rob Font. I'm not too sure on that, and I'm not very bullish on it. But I'm pretty sure that, I think it is only a 5-round fight. Dominick Cruz has had a ton of them, so he has more experience there. But yeah, so Dominick Cruz is going to do his footwork thing in the whole fight. I think Chito Vera is going to take a little bit to figure it out. So like I think he'll try to do some leg kicks in the fight, try and slow down Dominick Cruz from doing the leg movement. But I do think Dominick Cruz will win the first round. I think Chito will just try to figure it out, try to get his combos in at some point, like figure out the movement, try and time it well, leg kicks over round. I can see. I think the leg kicks will be very important for Chito Vera, just to slow him down. I can see Dominick Cruz getting TKO'd though. I can see it, especially with Chito Vera and how quick he is. I can see Dominick Cruz like doing the thing and then just getting punched. I don't know if high kicks will be like prominent from Chito in this fight, just because Dominick Cruz has a lot of movement. Maybe Chito tries to put him against the fence and clinch him, but I don't think that's much of his game. But yeah, I can definitely see Dominick Cruz winning this fight, but I do think Chito might TKO him here. I don't know. Like Pedro Munoz does have a lot of power. They drop him, and I expect Chito to drop Cruz at some point. Like I can also see Chito dropping Cruz getting up and rallying the rest of the fight because he has more experience in that. Again, like Chito was getting pieced up on the feet against Rob Font before the end of the rounds where he'd drop him. I don't know. I'm gonna go Chito here. I feel like that's a smart decision to do. I would love to see Dom try and get the title back at bantamweight, and get that say TJ wins against Aljo, get that TJ versus Dominick Cruz fight for the championship and have him win and then retire or whatever. That would be pretty cool. But I don't know. I can see Chito catching Cruz at some point in the fight. I think Cruz will get back up, but I do think he'll just start getting punched down and then eventually TKO'd. But I can see a world where Dominick Cruz will win this fight. I'll give this like a 65. No, I'll give it 65-35 Dominick Cruz, but it's like a heavy 35, you know what I mean? Like if we're 3 rounds in and Chito isn't like still trying to figure Dom's movement out, I'm gonna edge it to Dom, obviously, but yeah, I'm gonna go Chito in this fight. I want I want Dom to win so bad just to see him get the title again. And he's a legend, the GOAT of the bantamweight division. But I think Chito, a lot younger, faster, powerful, and might be a problem for Dom. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Chito here. Dom, I think he's like a plus 150 underdog, which is actually pretty close for the line. I wonder how it'll move when we get closer to the fight, but I'm going Chito Vera for this fight. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. I'm sorry it is out of order. I don't know if I can put it back in order in all honesty, but yeah, they legit just shuffled it around when I was making this video. So it'll go Ariane Lipski versus Priscilla Cachoeira, the first fight. Jason Witt versus Quinlan. Zalal versus Blackshear. I think I got like the first like 5 or 6 correct. I think they just put the 2 matchups from last weekend in front. But the main card is like all messy. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Onama versus Landwehr, a co-main event. Gerald Meerschaert below that versus Bruno Silva. Clark versus Murzakanov below that, and then Nina Nunes versus Cynthia Calvillo. Yeah, that's what we got. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I might make a Pereira versus Adesanya video for Monday. I'm not sure yet, but this fight will go out on Sunday, or this video will come out on Sunday. Contender series prediction will come out on Tuesday morning. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next.